This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got J. Cole confirms Kendrick Lamar had 2 features on an earlier version of The Fall Off. I think that is cap. He says somebody leaked it. I know who leaked it and who said it. But he did. But nobody really heard all the music. He could have just still put it on there. But now they're saying, oh, he wouldn't clear it. Listen, man, this is to save face because he waved that white flag in the Kendrick beef. He was tight with Drake. Then he rethought everything. He says, but me and Kendrick could still drop that album. Remember they were supposed to drop an album since 2013 and they never did? Because Kendrick never really liked J. Cole like that. They were cool for a while in the beginning. Then Kendrick believed he was way above J. Cole and for some reason didn't want to work with him anymore. Maybe he thought he would lift him up more and compete. I don't know. I just don't know, okay? But it's obvious that they just didn't get along anymore, and like J. Cole's trying to save face, like, oh no, that's my friend, I love him, da-da-da. I've never heard Kendrick really speak like this about J. Cole, except for in the beginning of his career. But later, he's not like, yo, big ups to Cole, man. Nah. Kendrick is above, in his mind, is above everybody and will play everybody, you know? He plays a similar game that Jay-Z plays, okay? Where you pretend you're cool in public. Like Jay-Z recently, we'll get into this, but he was talking about beef and like how Kendrick and Drake beef just went too far, talking about families and this and that. When he was talking about skeeting on Nas's baby seat when he was smashing Nas's baby mom, okay? It is what it is, you know. Like, you know, people like to play the good guy, but they were the bad guy. Jay-Z was the bad guy at one point, and it's just a fact. It's just a fact. Let's see, Young Thug. Okay, let's play this PeeWee Roscoe thing. He talks about Young Thug, and he talks about, I'm gonna throw that paperwork party and let it be known that he set what he set up from the jail. Seems, you know, Young Thug should have just stayed quiet about a lot of stuff. Things would have been a lot easier for him. But instead, he had to go at everybody.
Broadcaster, go let that nigga know he broke it in anything in this Slime Green community. Why they around here telling for immunity, and then I'm going to throw that paperwork party and go and let it all else be known, them folks he set up from that jail cell. Talking about he was making deals and sales. So let's put it all on the table, y'all rat-ass, informant-ass niggas, man. I got more motherfucking money than Donald Trump's secretary, man. I will pull the motherfucking makeup off y'all niggas, man. Yeah, that's why y'all got to go pay PRs and pull stunts, man. Yeah, that shit there, one thing about the real, man, this shit gonna stick like the railroad track all around the world. Niggas on the right train, but the wrong track. I'm gonna show you what I went and bought today. Yeah, these niggas crying. They crash right away. I'm finna come out with them shirts. Y'all see this shirt? I'm coming out with the new Rat Pack collection. I'm gonna put all their music and all their drops. You understand me? They the new Rat Pack, all of them. I'm gonna put them in one collage. The shirt coming soon. Wait till y'all see the pictures on that shirt. Man, them niggas think they gonna call the parole board. They might call the governor after that. Yeah, he told on Freckleface, but how many folks he told on from that jail cell on that wall phone? Yeah, let's talk about that part. Freckleface a crackhead. He went for anything. See, a lot of these niggas end up working for the cartel, but they don't be cartel business. Why? Because they don't have no receipts left. Niggas done did all that shit worse than the motherfucker went to a concert being a kid. You don't win to sink that shit, but ain't took nothing with you. Yeah. Hey, man. Broadcaster, go.
All right, so that's going on. Young Thug's going to get himself exposed, basically, because he wants to go at Rollo, he wants to go at this person. He's still doing it today, and they're all going to answer back to him. He's still going at Gunna, when Gunna is the one. Gunna's a bigger artist than him at this point. Let's just be real. It is what it is. Steve will do it. Got nothing after spending $500K for 20% of Nelk Boys. Keeps going on this. Now, Kyle came out and explained it away, but I think they did Steve a little bit dirty. You know, they can say everything they did for Steve, but if they did ask for $500,000 from Steve to get 20%, and they didn't give it to him, that's just wrong. Let's be real. Jay-Z does a sit-down with his billionaire buddies, Michael Rubin, who he met through Meek Mill. I think Robert Kraft was at this. Then you had, maybe he was. Then you had Tom Brady. Jay-Z's doing a lot of press right now to really just distract from all the negative press that he didn't deserve. Let's be honest. Like it wasn't true. It's one thing if something's true, but if someone makes up salacious lies about you and puts them out, now Jay-Z has to do all this to keep his good boy image, right? So people will still remain doing business with him. It's very smart. Jay-Z's guilty of things, but not these things. You know, he's done savage business deals that have hurt people, but this he doesn't deserve. I'll say that. So he's explaining it away by putting out music, doing concerts. It's a big distraction. It's really just PR 101, you know? Can't fault him. Future speaks about his college tour experience. This is Future's son. This isn't Future's son anymore. This is Russell Wilson's son. He even called Russell Wilson dad. This shows you that Future doesn't really... I don't care how much money you pay for your kids. If you don't show up for your kids, then it is what it is. You know, Future has so many kids, and Sierra and him don't have the best relationship because he spoke so ill of her in public that she responded, and it became like a war that... I'm glad that this kid has a healthy relationship with Russell Wilson. You know, even though Russell Wilson, maybe he's a sucker in his marriage, right? It's possible. But it doesn't matter. He has a good family. He has a strong family. And that's important, you know? So it doesn't matter what we think. They do weird stuff, Sierra and him in public with their relationship. But besides all that, they look like they have a tight family, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, you know? So... let's not. I'm not gonna hate on it, you know, because like you know what, that's what works for them. That's what Russell Wilson wanted. He wanted that kind of dynamic, and it works for him and Sierra, and that's all good. And they always keep God first, and I'm always for that, you know. Little Pump punches this guy at a clavicle meetup. You know, he's with clavicle, whatever that streamer's name is. Designer was arrested in South Carolina, third-degree domestic charges. Okay, he has since been released from custody. This guy can't get his life together. Every time he starts getting his life together, he gets in trouble and arrested again. This guy can't stay out of trouble. Yo, OG Murder, he's funny. Follow him on YouTube. He said Boosie's having a midlife crisis. He looks like the mascot for the Atlanta Hawks. Yo, it's funny. Miro goes off on academics. Says, if you see me outside, put your head down and kiss my shoelaces. He needs to stop. Academics is way more popping than Miro is, to be honest. And he's only beefing with academics to get clicks and stuff. But it's better they just don't talk about each other no more. Miro has this obsession with academics. And academics is always going to give it to somebody that's trying to slander him. It is what it is. Pause on that, but whatever. This woman's funny. I am Key 20. She says, we're officially in a recession, guys. Jay-Z's going back to work and doing concerts and rapping. Yo, I thought that was hilarious. She's funny. Obviously, it's not true. It's funny, the comedic aspect of it. Academics claims that Little Baby's team is putting $40K behind old videos to make them go viral, so people forget all the recent dumb clown videos he's been putting out. Jay-Z's... Oh, we already talked about this. About Moni Love. She says that, older people are supposed to downplay beef. Okay, whatever. Husband killed and castrated and cooked by his model wife. She doesn't look like a model now, but who ate him with barbecue sauce. That's crazy, bro. What kind of world are we living in? Lil Wayne's daughter, Reginae Carter, says a man must earn at least $500K to $1 million to date her. He must do the same as her. She makes $500K to $1 million a year doing what? Brand deals? Adding that she doesn't want him paying for everything because it gives him too much power. I mean, we're not going to act like she's not living off her father? We wouldn't care about her if she wasn't Lil Wayne's daughter. Let's be real. Amber Rose is aging. Definitely not like fine wine. I'll tell you that much. Nori's the same. Nori took some yarn and sewed it into his head. Beyonce's music theft suspect refuses a plea deal, takes the case to trial. Bro, you stole the music, bro. I think it was out of security's truck. Ari Fletcher says her old manager locked her out of her business account. How does your manager have the only access to your business account? People be trusting people too much. This is an early mistake you make in your career of trusting people too much, and you got to move past that. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky reportedly signed $500 million 5-year commitment contract. Sounds like marriage with a prenup. Arrest warrant issued for Krishan Rock for missing court right ahead of her big boxing fight. We'll see how she settles that. And Candy Burris and her husband Todd finalized their divorce. I think it's like 5 cars and $500,000 or something like that. And that's it. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Like I said, I'm traveling, but I'm back to normal. Yesterday was horrible, man. Just traveling yesterday with the TSA lines in Delta and being in the airport for like 8 hours took me out, bro. Like by the time I got reached, I only was able to do 1 video. But I'm back to it today. This is my 2nd video. Drop like 2 more, and then tomorrow will be even better. Appreciate you guys. Sorry about the delay, and I'll check you in the next one. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Peace.